So here to solve this Skyscrapers by Prasanna Seshadri. Let's start by looking, given we have all these border clues, and for instance in this top row we only have two spaces a 7 can go, the 5 on the left forces a 7 right here. In this column it looks like we've got two places the 7 can go, but here it's useful to mark the minimum ranges for some of these clues. So 5s can only be a 1, 2, or 3 in this puzzle, and this 2 can't hide enough of the buildings to see all the way to there, so the 7 has to be up close. On this column, the 7 is going to have to be in the 5th or the 7th row, and in marking that in we now have some other constraints. Let's sort of see, like this 4 looking across, it can't get all the way to this end, it can't be in front of this, and it can't be before this, so this 4 has just this option. The middle row looks like it has just this option, so these all look like good progress. We have sort of these cells to think about, and here this 2 clue is going to eliminate this cell, and the 3 clue is going to eliminate this cell, so this is the last space for a 7 in this column. We've got these two 7s possible. Some of the 7s we put in a 7 at the far end of a row with a 2 clue, so that's going to always have to have the second largest building right in front of it. And this now will set up an observation. This 2 can't see this 6, so the 7 is going to have to be here and here. So that looks like good progress. This 5 is 5 away total, so all these buildings are seen, so we can make this into a ladder. 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. This building, though, has to be hidden by this building, so it can't be a 6. And this building down here can't be a 6 either, so this can be as large as a 5, which means this has to be a 4 to hide all these down. That means also there's no space for a 6 in this column except right up here, which the 2 can see. Can do some more cleanup. The 4 is also a ladder and now can't start with the 1, so this is narrower, like 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, or 5, 6. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't necessarily like writing this, but one thing you end up getting is a set of big digits for these things, and this 5 also now is a 5 away from this, so we can write a series here and see a few things by doing that. First, actually this row can be finished, but at least in this space we've got 3, 4, 5 and above, so what's the only cell for a 1? It's right here, and what's the only cell for a 2? It's right here. So it actually means this is a 3, and the 3 is going to have to see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so this is quickly finished and leaves just behind a 1, 2 set up at the top. Can mark some of these number options off. We have 4, 5, 6 to finish this first column, and we've got 5, 6 in the bottom row, and this 3 needs to see 3 buildings, so 5 is in front of it, 6 can't be in front of it, so this works out. We have 1, 2, 3 to finish the space, which you can mark in. This 4 also needs to have a small number in front of it, 1, 2, 3, or 4, but actually if 6 is down here, 3, 4, 5, 7 is small as this gets, so actually 1, 2, 3 are pinned in these columns. This will have to be a 4 and a 5. That 5 puts a 3 over here, which puts a 1 down here, and we've got 5 and 6 to finish this column with a 5 to the left. So we're making good headway. We actually have just 1 5 left to place in the grid, is that right? Yes, it's got to go right here. This is going to see this 1, 2, 3 cell, it's then going to see this cell 2, 3, 4, it's then going to see this 5 and then the 7, so this looks okay. This can be 2, 3, and this also eliminates just be 2, 3, so we're left with 1 and 6 for these cells. That now forces this 4 to the left and 6 to the right, so the last space for a 4 down here is in this cell, which means the last space for a 4 in this column is right here. So we've got a set of clues that are pretty constrained. Actually, 2, 3, 2, 3 puts in a 1, puts in a 2, puts in this 3, puts in this 2, puts in a 3, puts in a 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Final 1, and we're through this grid. So pretty good puzzle with a set of different key constraints to think about. Probably the most interesting one that we saw at the start were the limitations around how to make this 5 series work, but where we had to hide this clue. Particularly I had the 6 clue, and after we did that, still working around the rest of the grid for other small values. Particularly seeing, for instance, how like the 5 and 4 had to sit here in this column, other things like that got us through to the finish. So hopefully you learned something by seeing me watch this puzzle, and thanks Prasanna for the submission. We'll see you all again soon.